All right, we're talking about our emotional health and how it affects our physical health. It's huge, guys. This is huge. And this is going to empower you because our emotional health affects our physical health. And if we don't deal with our emotions, we don't deal with our stress, we don't deal with our fears, we don't deal with our anger and unforgiveness, our cells are affected. It then turns around and it passes it on to our children. So, do you know that anger and hostility have been connected to, with several studies, been connected to hypertension and heart disease? And have you heard that resentment, bitterness, unforgiveness, self-hatred all contribute to autoimmune diseases, rheumatoid arthritis, lupus, and MS? That's crazy. Repressed anger can cause tension, migraine headaches, chronic back pain, fibromyalgia, etc. And anxiety can cause IBS, panic attacks, mitral valve prolapse, and heart palpitations. So they've been doing studies on what emotions are connected to diseases. Those have all been connected. And that's just a small example. So what happens is when we have these type of emotional issues, which we all do because we're human, that if we have negative emotions, that they damage the receptor sites of our cells, and then they don't communicate properly and disease can form. So they have seen that it affects our DNA. And the genetics, epigenetics is awesome. It's the study of genetics and how our DNA and how they can change. But according to new insights of behavioral epigenetics, traumatic experiences in our past or in our recent ancestors' past leave molecular scars adhering to the DNA. So if you're Christian, that is called, what is that called? That is called spiritual curses, something that goes down your line, right? Whether it's alcoholism or whatever. So that is actually been shown by science now. So negative emotions, we need to get rid of them. Stress is huge. We subconsciously and consciously have emotions stored in our body. And I highly recommend a book. I'll put it up on the end, but a book called Emotions Buried Alive Never Die. It gives you a very good understanding of how our emotions affect our physical body and why it's so important for us to deal with our emotions and dig deep from what's in the unconscious that we have no idea about. So, let's see. In the scriptures it said, a cheerful heart does good like medicine, but a broken spirit makes one sick. And as a man thinketh in his heart, so he is. That's Proverbs 23:7. So, there's a lot of research showing that our emotional health directly affects our physical health. And they are saying that 87 to 93% of illnesses can be attributed to our emotions. So Western medicine is going to mainly deal with disease and sickness and trying to react and treat those. We can learn how to deal with some of our emotions that in long term can cause a lot of the problems that we do not want. We don't want heart disease. So that bitterness, that little bitterness that we consider to be little against our father or whoever needs to be dealt with because it festers. It makes an imprint on our DNA at the cellular level. And God could totally free us from that, but we have to make conscious choices to be on the road to healing and to getting emotional release and to letting things go so that we can do things differently. And it can literally rewrite our DNA when we deal with the emotional toxins that we carry and that we don't even know about. So, essential oils can help all of this. It is not the solution. You are the solution to being able to recognize, dig deeper, but we have tools that emotion oils have offered to help us with our emotions. So we're going to go into that shortly.